Good afternoon and welcome to the Thomas M. Gerrity Athletic Complex for today's New Jersey Athletic Conference baseball game between the Profs of Rowan University and your Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University. Your umpire today is Frank Endel, and in the field, David Baruka. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for visiting Rowan, the Profs are ranked 29th in the country, coming in with a record of 25-11 overall, 9-5 in the NJAC. Leading off and playing left field, a senior from Mount Laurel, number 16, Jason Clapper. Batting second and playing second base, a freshman from Wayne, number 19, Alex Kokas. Batting third, the designated hitter, a junior out of Roxbury, number 24, Sean Lydon. The cleanup hitter and first baseman, a junior from Homedale, number 44, Joe Sadler. Batting fifth and playing third base, a senior from Mount Laurel, number 14, Matt Jolly. Catching and batting sixth, a sophomore from Galloway, number 20, Stephen Hua. Batting seventh and playing right field, a sophomore from Montgomery, number 25, Michael Decker. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, a sophomore from Manasquan, number 30, Matt Edwards. Batting ninth and playing center field, a freshman from Wyckoff, number 6, Frankie Aiello. And the pitcher for Rowan, a senior right-hander from Cherry Hill, number 22, Brad Machinsky. The head coach for Rowan is Mike Dixon. The assistant coaches are Pat Fisher, Ryan Kullick, Christian Lee, and Mike Rucci. And the team captains Jason Clapper, Rob Grilly, Steve Hua, and Brad Machinsky. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University, entering today's game with a record of 15-16 overall, 4-10 in the NJAC. Leading off and playing third base, a senior from South Plainfield, number 3, Taylor Bourne. Batting second and playing left field, a freshman from Point Pleasant, number 33, Bill Feehan. Batting third, the center fielder, a senior from Teaneck, number 8, Nick Rossino. The cleanup hitter and first baseman, a junior from Bridgewater, number 14, Dan Berardi. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, a freshman from Edison, number 24, Lennon Gomez. Batting sixth and playing right field, a senior from Colonia, number 18, Joe Catino. Batting seventh and playing second base, a senior from Middlesex, number 5, Jeff Reinecke. Catching and batting eighth, a senior from Hazlitt, number 9, CJ Pulsini. The shortstop, batting ninth, a sophomore from Helmetta, number 7, Nick Legato. And on the mound for the Gothic Knights, a junior left-hander from Old Bridge, New Jersey, number 21, Mike Ramirez. The head coach for your Gothic Knights in his 6th season, Jerry Smith. The assistant coaches, Nick Cesare, Andrew Otterberg, and Raj Subramanian. At this time, we ask you to please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Thomas M. Gerrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City for today's broadcast of NJCU baseball on Gothic Vision. Today, the Gothic Knights look to continue their winning ways against ranked or nearly ranked opposition as they take on Rowan University in an NJAC first game of a home-and-home series. Gothic Knights still very much alive for the postseason, and a win today would go a long way towards drawing a little bit closer to the postseason for the first time in more than a decade. The last time the baseball team reached the postseason of any kind was in the 2005 season when they made the ECAC tournament. And a game below 500 right now, if they can finish above 500, would put themselves in position to qualify. Meanwhile, NJCU, after knocking off TCNJ for the first time in 20 years on Sunday, if they can win 3 of their final 4 games in the conference and get a little bit of help, and it's very possible based on the schedule matchups the rest of the way, could qualify for the NJAC tournament for the first time since 1995. So that's what's at stake here in the final 4-game stretch of the NJAC schedule. The Knights have 3 games next week as well. But today and tomorrow they're with Rowan. Saturday home against Rutgers Camden before 3 non-conference games to close out the regular season, of course, unless any other non-conference games are added. The Knights have lost a few games due to weather, so they could add more games if they choose to, and can obviously find a common opponent. Here's the lineup today first for Rowan, who will be the visiting team, of course. They come in ranked 29th in the country in the American Baseball Coaches Association. NJCU's already ranked or knocked off 2 ranked teams this month, and in the last week they've knocked off a team ranked 11th in the country and swept a team that was receiving votes in the national poll yesterday on the road when they beat St. Joe's not once but twice out on Long Island. So for Rowan, Jason Clapper leads off and plays left field. Alex Kokis, the second baseman, bats second. Sean Lydon, the designated hitter, hits third. Joe Sadler, he's the cleanup hitter and first baseman. Matt Jolly, the third baseman, bats fifth. Stephen Hugh is the catcher batting 6th, with Michael Decker in right field hitting 7th, Matt Edwards, the shortstop, hitting 8th, and Frankie Aiello in center field batting 9th. Brad Machinsky is the pitcher today for Rome. We'll tell you more about him in the bottom of the inning when NJCU is at the plate. For NJCU defensively, Mike Ramirez, the junior left-hander out of Old Bridge, New Jersey, back on the mound, and he throws today to C.J. Polsini. That's your battery. And the first pitch from Mike Ramirez to Jason Clapper, here it is. At 3:31 p.m., it's a called strike. Dan Berardi's at first base coming into today's action with 99 career hits. If he's able to get a hit today, become the 43rd player in school history, the 3rd this year, and the 4th active player on this roster to reach the 100-hit club. That's fouled back towards us. And if he's able to do that today or whenever he does accomplish that, we'll join Nick Racino, Joe Catino, and Zach Buchholz on the 100-hit list. Catino and Buchholz both did it this year. Berardi playing just his 81st career game. That's in the air, down the right field line. It's going to fall in for a base hit. A bloop single down the line. The right fielder, Joe Catino, quickly over to gather it. The rest of the infield for NJCU, Jeff Reineke's at second base, Nick Legato at short. Taylor Bourne, in place of Zach Buchholz, gets the start as the seniors now platooning at third. Your outfield, as usual, is Bill Fian, the walkmaster in left, Nick Racino in center, and Joe Catino in right. Frank Endels calling balls and strikes behind the plate. And David Baruka today is your field umpire. Ira Thor with you live from the Thomas M. Gerrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City. 68 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. Kokis, that is low, a ball and a strike. And JCU's last home game was on Friday when they knocked off Montclair State in a brilliant game, 4-1. Ground ball could be two. Legato to Reineke on to first. He airmails that one high. Not far enough for Kokas to advance, but he didn't need to really rush that. He had plenty of time to throw out Kokas, and instead, it'll be a force. So 6-4. And it'll be the designated hitter, Leiden, due up. Leiden, number 3 in the lineup, hitting .367 on the year. Junior out of Roxbury, New Jersey, left-handed hitter, graduate of Roxbury High School. Low, Pulsini can't see it, wild pitch, and Kokas advances. So ball 1. Rowan 25-11, 9-5 in the conference, third place, behind TCNJ and Ramapo, who are tied for first at 11-3. TCNJ only has 3 losses all year in the league, 1 to Ramapo, 1 to Rowan, and 1 to NJCU. And that was the one that I think surprised everyone in the conference. NJCU was picked 10th out of 10 teams in the preseason poll in the league. But this is an experienced club capable of beating anyone, and they've proven that this year, despite how difficult the NJAC is year in and year out. The 2-0, it's called strike. Ramirez actually has the upper button of his jersey either unbuttoned or damaged, one or the other. Two balls, one strike. Ramirez deals, fouled back towards us. And we're even at 2-2. I'm told that that is intentional. Mike's top button being loose and flopping around. Apparently I've never noticed this before. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And just high. To me, I think that would be a little distracting, but it works for him. It works for him. Runner on second, 1 out after the failed double play. So 3-2. And that's called strike 3 looking. And Leiden down on strikes. Kokas dancing midway between second and third, kind of daring a throw. But there's now 2 away, and he'll bring up the first baseman, Sadler. Sadler is hitting .315 on the season. Junior out of Holmdel, New Jersey, and Holmdel High School in Monmouth County. And that's off the plate for ball 1. Ramirez deals. That's also high, 2-0. Rowan has won 3 in a row. NJCU also has won 3 in a row. Ramirez deals. That's line to center field for a base hit, and that should score a run for the Profs. Koch is around third on his way home, and that's where the inability to turn the double play has cost NJCU a run. It's 1-0 on the RBI single by Sadler. So 1-0 Profs. Rowan 8-4 on the road this year with a 1-0 lead here in the opening inning. Jolly the batter, the third baseman, hitting .266 for Rowan. And that's a called strike, so Ramirez is ahead 0-2. Jolly is a senior out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey, graduated of Lenape High School. The 0-2, ground ball, weakly hit to Gerrity. He'll take it himself to the bag, and the inning comes to a close on the 3 unassisted, but not before Rowan scores once on 2 hits. They strand 1, and the Gothic Knights due up here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll give you the lineup here for NJCU. For Rowan, defensively, it'll be Brad Machinsky throwing to Steve Hua behind the plate. That's your battery for Rowan. Joe Sadler's the first baseman. Alex Kokis at second. Matt Edwards is shortstop, and Matt Jolly is the third baseman. In the outfield, Jason Clapper in left, Frankie Aiello in center, and Michael Decker, the right fielder. Your lineup for the Gothic Knights. Taylor Bourne leads off, hitting .273. His average up, and he's been playing well lately. He gets the start and leads off at third base. Bill Feehan walked 5 times in yesterday's doubleheader sweep of St. Joe's and hit his first career home run, a 3-run shot in Game 1. He'll play left field and bat second. Nick Rossino, still in search of 150 career hits. His average has fallen, though. He's down to .293. He's in center field batting third. Dan Gerrity, 1 hit away from 100 for his career. The cleanup hitter, hitting .310. Lennon Gomez, last time he was home, he hit 2 home runs. We'll see if he can do that at least one more time. He's hitting .313 and bats fifth. Joe Catino, .364 hitter in right field batting sixth. Jeff Reineke, the second baseman, bats seventh. Reineke was on base all but 1 at bat yesterday. C.J. Polsini, the catcher, hits 8th, and Nick Legato, who's now tied for the team lead in home runs with Dan Gerrity after Gerrity went yard yesterday, he bats 9th and plays shortstop. The pitcher, Machinsky, a senior right-hander out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, graduate of Cherry Hill West, 5'11", 185, one of the captains of this Rowan team. On the year, Machinsky is 5-1. He's made 11 appearances, 6 starts, .310 ERA with 1 shutout, 49 in the third innings, struck out 23, walked 9, a .293 opposing batting average. And a line drive to center field by Taylor Bourne on the 0-1 pitch, and Bourne continues to see the ball well. A leadoff single for NJCU.
The left fielder, number 33, Bill Feehan.
So Bill Feehan will step in. Feehan yesterday, a big part of those 2 impressive road wins. He had an .889 on-base percentage in the 2 games. Batted 3 for 4, 3 runs, 4 RBIs, and 5 walks. And he's very easily going to get to 30 walks at this rate for his freshman season. The single-season record's 39. Unlikely that he'll get there, but man, is he patient. The 0-1. It's called strike as well, so this time Machinsky throwing strikes, and Feehan's behind 0-2 with Nick Rossino on deck. The 0-2 with Bourne off of second, could be 2. The flip to short and on to first for a double play as Kokis and Edwards team up with Sadler for a 4-6-3. And Rowan made that look easy.
Center fielder, number 8, Nick Rossino.
So the Gothic Knights could not turn a double play in the first inning, and led to a run for the Profs. Rowan is able to connect. So Nick Racino with 2 outs steps in. And Machinsky throws hard and he throws strikes, and that one is right over the middle of the plate. That one's a little low. Machinsky's got some good stuff. The 1-1. And that's popped in the air down the right field line. Foul territory. The first baseman Sadler there, he makes the catch. And the Gothic Knights are retired here in the first inning, with Rowan now leading 1-0. No runs, a hit, and nobody left on. Second inning coming up in Jersey City. Second inning, first pitch to the catcher, Hua, and that's a line drive to right center. Catino on the run, makes the catch. 1 pitch, and 1 away.
The right fielder, number 25, Michael Decker.
Rowan is in great position at 25-11, regardless of what happens in the NJ tournament, to make the NCAA tournament this year. And looking at the schedule in the year, it's one of many teams that the Gothic Knights have played at some course of the season that likely are going to be a postseason team. As a 1-0 pitch coming here to Decker. I'm sure TC&J will be in. Rowan will be in. The way Ramapo is playing right now, I certainly see them getting in. St. Joe's, who NJCU swept yesterday, has the most wins in the Skyline with 13. You would think that they're a potential conference champion. Staten Island, who NJCU split with on the road, is got a shot in the Cooney. Swung on and missed as Decker, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramirez deals, that's fouled away. So with 1 away, a 2-2 count here. Ramirez deals, popped in the air. Left center, Racino settles underneath, reaches up, and makes the catch. So 2 away, and the shortstop Edwards will step in. Edwards hitting .240 on the year.
The shortstop, number 30.
Sophomore out of Manasquan, New Jersey. That's a called strike. Tomorrow NJCU is at Rowan. That's a 3:30 start. And then 11:30 at home against Rutgers Camden, who is currently behind NJCU in the league standings. Doubleheader here in Jersey City. It'll be the final conference games of the year. Of course, next week NJCU on Senior Day on Wednesday will take on NYU. And then next weekend, they'll be at Moravian on May 7th in a makeup doubleheader. So including today, 7 scheduled games. NJCU can play a maximum of 40, 38 currently on the slate. They're 15 and 16 overall. 2-1, Ramirez deals. Low, 3-1. Edwards, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Ramirez deals. That's a called strike. 3-2. Dan Berardi will be due up in the next half inning for the Knights with a milestone on the line. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ramirez tries to end the inning here. Check swing, and he did go around. Edwards down on strikes. And that's the second strikeout of the game from Mike Ramirez. No runs, no hits, nobody left on as Rowan goes in order here in the second.
First baseman number 14, Dan Berardi.
Here's the second inning for Dan Berardi, leading off, hitting .310, looking for his 100th career hit in his 81st career game. And the first pitch to Berardi in the air, right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. That's the 100th career hit for Dan Berardi as he takes a short turnaround first. Milestone number 100 for Dan Berardi to lead off the second.
Junior first baseman Dan Berardi has become the 43rd member of the NJCU Baseball 100 Hit Club. That base hit comes in just his 81st career game and the 77th start, and he joins teammates Nick Racino, Joe Catino, and Zach Buchholz as current members of the 100 Hit Club. Congratulations to Dan Berardi.
So congratulations, Dan Berardi. First pitch that he sees here in the inning is his career hit number 100.
Designated hitter number 24, Lennon Gomez.
I forgot. That's why I was struggling. That's why I was struggling, and then he hit it, so I missed it.
And Lennon Gomez will now step in, popped in the air, foul territory, and the Gothic Knights swinging at the first 2 pitches of the inning, 1 single and 1 foul out to Joe Sadler, the first baseman. Second time NJC was fouled out to Sadler. So with Dan Berardi aboard, Joe Catino will step in, hitting .364. Tino looks at a strike right down the middle by Machinsky. Next hit for Catino will be the 120th of his career. He's starting his 106th game today. There goes Berardi. Pitches high. The throw is in time. As a perfect strike is thrown, and Berardi, I think, collided with the second baseman, Kokis. He's definitely shaken up a little bit as Dan Berardi, standing at 5'11", 215. That's a lot of humans sliding into second base.
He's a freshman. He started for Rowan last year, too.
So Berardi's thrown out 2-4, caught stealing officially. And a 1-1 count here now with the bases empty to Coutinho. Swings and misses a changeup, and it's 1-2. So Gothic Knights and Rowan both with 2 hits, but the Gothic Knights have not been able to make it count thus far. And that is lined to right field, but right at the right fielder as Michael Decker makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close as Coutinho lines out. No runs, a hit, and no one left on. We head to the third, 1-0 Rowan. It'll be the third inning here in Jersey City as Aiello will be due up here for Rowan, the center fielder, the number 9 hitter. So it'll be Aiello, and then back to the top of the order, Clapper and Kokis.
Leading off the center field.
1-0 Rowan leads.
Frankie Aiello.
School bus just pulled up into the parking lot of the Gerrity complex, and the Union City High School baseball team out to watch today's contest. Maybe there'll be a future member of that team one day will play for the Gothic Knights. We'll find out in a year or so. Aiello, the center fielder. That's low. And it's a ball and a strike. So Berardi with his 100th hit on a single to right center. He's the 4th member of this team to have 100 hits, and that is a leadoff single for Aiello as he punches that through the right side of the infield. Third hit for the Profs.
The left fielder, number 16, Jason Clapper.
Clapper, who singled in the first inning to lead off the game, back up there with the man on first. Ira Thor with you here at the Thomas M. Gerrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City. Top of the third inning, 1-0 Rowan. And dropping down a bunt, that is going to roll foul eventually. Taylor Bourne originally sprinted at it, and then once he realized he had no play, did what the coaches teach you at a very young level in the sport, let it roll foul. So strike 1 to Clapper. Clap on, clap off. Aiello at first. Ramirez keeping an eye on him. Curveball on the outside corner, strike 2. Sorry, I couldn't resist, guys. Could not resist. All I could think of is the Charles Barkley March Madness commercial. Swung on it, missed strike three as Mike Ramirez clapper. So one away, and it'll be Kokis, the second baseman, due up.
The second baseman, number 19.
He reached on a fielder's choice on what could have been a double play. In the first, wasn't turned, and he eventually scored the only run. And he hits that one deep center field on the run. Nick Racino retreating over his head, going to roll to the wall. Aiello around second on his way to third. He's being waved, and he will score at third with a chance for a triple as the throws behind Bourne is Kokis. And Rowan leads 2-0. Kokis with the long triple just to the left of the 400-foot sign in center field. So a triple to right center. I'm sorry, to left center. More, I guess you could probably say just straightaway center, just based on the route that Racino took, and that drives in Aiello. So 2-0 Rowan, and Leiden, the DH, with one away, will try to add to the lead. I think Knights need to beat Rowan at least once at the next two games. If they don't, they could still get in the NJAC tournament by sweeping Rutgers Camden, but they would need a lot of help. They would basically need Montclair or William Patterson and potentially Stockton to lose at least 3 of 4. In fact, they would need Montclair and William Patterson to lose all 4. They could avoid having Stockton lose them all, but they would need a lot of help if they don't beat Rowan. What's saving NJCU tiebreaker-wise right now is the win over TCNJ. 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. Two nothing Profs. Triple by Kokis. He stands at third. One away, third inning. That's a called strike, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ramirez deals, swung on, and a foul tip off of Pulsini. Three and 2. Ramirez deals, and that is low for ball 4. So Leiden walks. First walk issued by Ramirez, and it'll bring up dangerous first baseman Joe Sadler.
Now batting the first baseman, number 44, Joe Sadler.
One ball, no strike. Ramirez deals in the air, foul territory. Berardi gives chase, and he's not going to get there. So a ball and a strike. Rowan has won 3 in a row. Their last action was on Sunday, make-up games at home against Kane. That's high. And they swept Kane. NJCU split with Kane on the road. At home, Rowan swept Kane 9-2 and 3-2 in front of 537 fans. Largest crowd in the NJAC this year. That's in the air. Right field. Coutinho is right there lined up. He makes the catch, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly. And Kokis scores. It's 3-0 Rowan.
The third baseman, number 14, Matt Jolly.
Ground ball up the middle. Reineke flips to Legato. And Jolly's retired on the fielder's choice. He reaches Leiden. Out 4-6, and the inning comes to a close. So in the third inning for Rowan, 2 runs on 2 hits, including a big triple by Kokis. And 1 man left. We've played 2.5. It's 3-0 Rowan. Third inning in NJCU will be Jeff Reineke, C.J. Polsini, Nick Legato, the number 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up here.
Jeff Reineke.
Reineke had a great doubleheader yesterday against St. Joe's, batting 5 for 6 with a walk and 2 runs in the 2 games. He was one of 4 NJCU players that had at least 3 hits in the doubleheader, along with Fian, Coutinho, and Berardi. Yesterday was actually a great day to be a sophomore pitcher for the Knights. Nate Facey and Anthony Zaccaro both won. Corey Nace, Kyle Kafer both got saves. Reineke down the left field line, and it's going to be out of play over the fence. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So Reineke hitting .352 now on the season. The 2-1. Good pitch by Machinsky. And the count is even at 2-2 to the leadoff hitter Reineke. Machinsky deals just low 3-2. Payoff pitch, strike 3 looking, and he catches Reineke for out number 1. That's the first strikeout by Machinsky. C.J. Polsini, the catcher, comes up, batting .247 on the season. Polsini, one of 5 seniors in the lineup today for NJCU, out of 7. And everyone will be honored next Wednesday against NYU. Chinsky's got a lot of pitches at his disposal. And NJCU so far just 2 hits. That was off the plate. Good ball and a strike. And that's fouled off to our right, a ball and 2 strikes. Overall, Rowan has won 8 of its last 10 games. April 9th, they beat Stockton 9-8. A lot of these games, by the way, have been very close. Chinsky deals ground ball to short. Edwards has thrown to first. A little low, but Sadler able to pull it out of the dirt. And that's the second out. Stockton was a 9-8 win. Moravian was a 4-3 win. A 2-1 win over Rutgers Camden. A 5-4 win over Rutgers Camden. So that's 4 straight one-run games. And actually, before that, the Profs had played a series with Montclair. Both games were decided by 1 run. That series was split. So that was actually 6 consecutive games that were decided by 1 run. So Rowan certainly has been successful in these tight games. Nick Legato, the 0-1. That's a fastball by Machinsky, and it's 0-2. After that, they played a doubleheader with Rutgers Newark. They lost 12-3, and they came back and answered by winning the next game 18-7. Ground ball to Jolly at third. That will result in the first error of the game. So an error on Jolly with 2 away. Legato is able to reach, and that takes us to the top of the order for Taylor Bourne.
The third baseman, number 3, Taylor Bourne.
Jolly, that is his 19th error of the year. But he's remaining in the lineup. His fielding percentage is just .856, which coincidentally is the area code at Rowan. Did you guys know that? Sean Gibney, sitting to my right, doing the music. He knew that. And barely diving back in as Legato. Tricky throw there by Machinsky. That's a heck of a curve right there, just off the plate. 1-0. By the way, after the doubleheader with Newark, Rowan came back. They lost at home to number 13 TCNJ 9-2. Then they won on the road 5-4. We're going to have a pickoff here. And Legato is caught. And he's eventually tagged out by the shortstop Edwards. So it's a pickoff 1-3-6. And the inning comes to a close with Bourne still at the plate. So in the third inning, no runs, no hits, an error, and nobody left on after the pickoff. 3-0 Rowan. We head to the fourth. Top of the fourth inning here in Jersey City. Alyssa McGee on the PA having loads of fun, and I'm here to call the fourth inning. It'll be Hua leading off. Hua, Decker, and Edwards, the number 6, 7, 8 hitters due up. Hua lined out to right field in the second inning. He's now hitting .305 on the year. .305, the area code where? Sean Gibney? Miami, Florida. There you go. And who lives in Miami, Florida? Alex Weinstein. That's how we know that's hit down the left field line, foul.
Hey, wait.
Listen to the Gothic Vision broadcast, and you just might learn something.
I knew that because of the Drake song, but
What about Pitbull? Pitbull sings about .305. You don't listen to Pitbull? Sean Gibney does not listen to Pitbull. No balls and 2 strikes. The junior lefty Ramirez out of St. Joe's Metuchen deals in the air, right center. Catino has it lined up for out number 1.
0-2.
So 1 away, it'll be the right fielder Decker.
The right fielder, number 25.
He flew out to center in the second.
You know, like when Gina's in here.
68 degrees. Wind is beginning to pick up here in Jersey City, now blowing briskly from right to left. And the flag in center field, you can see it being bustled around a little bit. That's high. Ground ball, Bourne at third. Good throw to Berardi with a zip. So that's 2 away to bring up the shortstop Edwards, batting .237. He struck out looking in the second inning.
The shortstop, number 30, Matt Edwards.
Edwards is a sophomore out of Manasquan, New Jersey. 5'10", 165.
Like this other girl who's like severely autistic and like she doesn't like speak from like things that she's heard. So like she used to speak in like only Caillou. She's like only Caillou. But like she would only say things from Caillou.
Ramirez deals.
Make sense in conversation.
That's just off the plate, 2-0. Mike Ramirez on the year 1-3, but he's pitched well. A 3.83 ERA. This is his 5th start and his 10th appearance. 2-0. Called strike. On the season, 24 strikeouts in 44 and 2/3 innings. He's walked 21, but just a .231 opposing batting average. 2-1 pitch. Ground fouled back right towards me. And it's 2-2. The .231 opposing batting average is actually the 3rd lowest of those pitchers who've made what we would consider a significant number of appearances this year. Strike 3 looking as Edwards goes down on strikes, and Rowan is retired in order here in the 4th inning for Mike Ramirez. Now in 4 innings, struck out 4, he's walked 1, but Rowan leads 3-0. So fourth inning here, bottom of the fourth, and it'll be Bourne, Fiend, and Racino top of the order for NJCU. Bourne was at the plate when Legato was caught on a pickoff to end the third. Bourne singled in the first. He was erased on a double play. 0-1 by Machinsky. Curveball, ground ball over to Edwards at short. And from a side angle, he throws out Bourne. So a 6-3 ground out that brings up Bill Fiend, who grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning.
Bill Fiend.
Science rules.
Bill Fiend now with 27 walks on the year. He's got a 484 on base percentage. I don't think, however, Machinsky is going to walk a lot of players today. That is strike number one to the rookie at a Point Pleasant, two-time NJAC Rookie Player of the Week. And again, second time, Machinsky ahead of Fiend, 0-2. The 0-2 at the feet nearly hit Fiend. 1-2. 484 opposing batting on base percentage for Fiend easily leads the team. And that's line to left field, but right at the left fielder, Clapper. So a line out for Fiend as he went the opposite way. And that brings up the center fielder, Nick Racino, who fouled out to first base to end the first inning. Racino hitting .291 on the season. No one on here. Bottom of the fourth inning. Ground ball, second base. And the throw in time by Kokis. And the Knights go 1-2-3 here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Fifth inning coming up. It's 3-0 Rowan. Back here in Jersey City, NJCU and Rowan head to the fifth. 3-0. Profs ranked 29th in the country have a 3-0 lead. Softball in action. Their final scheduled non-conference doubleheader of the season before they wrap up the season on Saturday. They are at Swarthmore, who finishes their season today, and Swarthmore, first ever meeting between these teams, leads 4-1 in the top of the sixth. Brittany Paulkis, 7 hits away from 100. Just 2 at bats so far. She has a sac fly, 1 RBI. Julie Squio is in the leadoff spot. She's 2 for 2, has half of NJCU's hits. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And it'll be Ramirez here against Aiello in the fifth. That's low. Ball and a strike. Aiello's hitting .333 on the campaign. And that average will go up as he scorches that one to deep left center. And it's going to bounce through the wall. There is a little bit of a gap there in that part. The fence was displaced a while ago on a collision between a Montclair State, I think it was the left fielder, crashed into the fence, I want to say, and the ball went right through that gap. So it's a ground rule double for Aiello.
Fielder number 16, Jason Clapper.
So, runner on second, Clapper. The left fielder hitting .347. A leadoff hitter's 1 for 2 with a single. In the dirt, and there goes Aiello. Pulsini won't make a throw. That is the second wild pitch. Both have advanced a runner into scoring position. Aiello was obviously already there with the double, but makes it a little bit easier now. Fly ball would bring him in. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Swung on and missed. Three 0 Rowan leads. They have out-hit NJCU 5-2. Ramirez deals off the plate with the slider, looked like, and it's now 3-1. Ramirez from the stretch. He deals, and that's line right center field. It's going to be an RBI base hit for Clapper. He rounds first on his way to second. The throw is not going to be in time as it's cut off by Reinecke. RBI double by Clapper. Back-to-back doubles for Rowan. They lead 4-0.
Is it like prom or something? You look really pretty.
Did you get this one?
So it's 4-0 Rowan. And Kokis, the second baseman, has already scored twice. The first 2 runs,
Number 19.
or first 3 runs, I should say. Reached on fielder's choice and scored in the first, tripled, and then scored in the third after driving in a run. So he's had a big part of this early outburst, and he hits this one to left field on the run. Finn coming in, he makes the catch for the first out.
1-0.
So 1 away, Clapper remains at second. Designated hitter Leiden hitting .361. He has struck out, he has walked. So he's 0 for 1, hitting .361 in the 3 spot. And the way Machinsky's been pitching, 4-0 might be enough. His stuff has been simply awesome so far. As a called strike on the curve by Ramirez. No balls, 1 strike. 1 away. Ramirez deals off the plate. Clapper standing about 20 feet to the right of second base, but Gothic Knights not going to throw over there. There's nobody in the bullpen right now. 1-1. That's a called strike. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Just missing. And we're even at 2-2. I'll have some cool news to announce in the 5th inning.
The suspense.
It is the 5th inning.
In the bottom half of the 5th.
Why tell people this early?
The 2-2. Check swing. And the count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Great day for baseball here. March is long in the rearview mirror, I can say that. Finally a beautiful day here in Jersey City. And strike 3 looking. That's the second time that Rowan has started going towards first base on a pitch on the outside corner. Almost as if they knew what was to come. So Lydon, he is called out looking for the second time today. Similar pitch, by the way, by Ramirez in that lefty versus lefty matchup. And Ramirez has struck out 5 in 4 2/3. 2 away, it'll be Sadler. The 1-0 with Clapper still at second base. Inside, and it's 2-0. Machinsky, by the way, was the winning pitcher in that 5-4 victory over TC&J on April 21st. That was his last outing, coming last Friday, 6 days ago. The 2-0, check swing, foul ball towards the NJCU dugout on our left side, on the third base side, 2-1. Machinsky has a pretty good resume this year. He won 7-5 at number 9 ranked Randolph-Macon. Rowan actually won 2 out of 3 in that series. In the air, center field, Racino there. He makes the catch, and the inning does come to a close. But not before Rowan adds on another run on 2 hits. Doubles by Aiello and Clapper do the damage. Run on 2 hits, 1 left. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Fifth inning, it'll be Dan Berardi, Lennon Gomez, Joe Catino do up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Dan Berardi has 1 of 2 hits for NJCU in this contest today. His 100th career hit in his 81st career game and just his 77th start. So Machinsky, he's got wins over Randolph-Macon, and that is lined to left field, and he hit it hard, but right at the left fielder, Clapper. Machinsky, the winner in a 7-5 game against Ripon on March 12th. His only loss was a 6-3 decision against St. Scholastica on March 17th. A very good baseball program is St. Scholastica. Machinsky, a 8-4 winner at York back on March 26th. Then he didn't pinch again, as a lot of teams in the area were rained out for days, or snowed out for that matter, for days at a time. Rutgers Camden on April 13th, he was a winner in a 2-1 game, and then TCNJ last Friday. Foul back towards us. So depending on how long NJCU's baseball season goes, it could be a record-breaking year for NJCU. They got 15 wins. The single season record for wins is 19, accomplished 4 times. The last time is in 2005, which was the last time NJCU made the postseason. I did learn yesterday, however, that my season, baseball-wise, will continue at least through the end of March, as I will be the play-by-play voice of the NCAA New York Regional. So I'm very happy that I will be calling NCAA baseball on NCAA.com as we head deep into the month of May. Very excited for that opportunity, as that is fouled away, and it's 2-2. And I will be joined in the booth by Brett Ford, who's at Geneseo College up in upstate New York. And we'll bring you up to a maximum of 15 games in the New York Regional leading up to the 2017 Division III World Series. I hear they're going to give me food too, so I'm kind of excited about that part. We'll work for food. The 3-2. Inside. Did it hit him? It did hit him. It caught Gomez. It would have been a walk regardless. This shows up differently in your season cumulative stats.
3-2. You know that Joe doesn't bite in his swap line? You see that? You gotta call that one out too?
So the third time that Gomez has been hit by a pitch this year. Zach Buchholz has the team lead with 9. And it's Joe Catino stepping in. NJCU softball Swarthmore is now final. Swarthmore wins 4-1. Two balls and 1 strike here to Catino. Gomez at first. And that's inside 3-1. First time today we've seen Machinsky look a little human. Hitting a batter, and now he's behind. 3-1. Popped in the air, foul. Sadler gives it a look, but it's out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes. That's inside. Gets away from Hua, but not far enough for Gomez to consider heading down the second. Now the count is full.
My friend who plays at NJCU gets like sweet deals because he knows the guy that made them.
So 3-2, 1 away to Gothic Knights trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Ground ball foul. When NJCU lost 7-0 in Game 1 against TCNJ on Sunday, it was the first time the Knights had been shut out all year, and the first time they had been shut out since middle of last April, also against TCNJ. But Machinsky ahead 4-0 here in the 5th. 3-2. Deals to Catino, and that is fouled right in front of home plate, and then it catches Catino in the batter's box.
Oh, that's what it was? I wasn't that excited. In March, even though it's you said March.
3 balls, 2 strikes, popped in the air.
Foul territory. And Machinsky and the third baseman, Jolly, run into the NJCU dugout. Nothing to catch there. So the NCAA New York Regional will be May 18th through 22nd.
Sweet. Nice gloves, they're good quality.
I believe it's going to be in Auburndale, New York. The 3-2 swung on a miss. Coutinho down on strikes. Second strikeout by Machinsky. He hasn't walked anyone yet. He's allowed just 2 hits in 4 2/3.
Batting the second baseman, number 5, Jeff Reineke.
New York Regional typically features at least one NJAC team because the NJAC typically has 2 or 3 or sometimes more teams qualify for the NCAA tournament. And you can't put 4 NJAC teams in one regional, so you'll see a team go to New York, sometimes New England, instead of just having the Mid-Atlantic Regional be the NJAC Super Regional. Ground ball, third, fielded by Sadler. He steps on the bag, and the inning comes to a close. So a 3 unassisted for Reineke. Gothic Knights, strand 1 as Gomez is hit by a pitch with 1 out, but they can't knock him in. We've played 5, 4-0 Rowan. Back here for the 6th inning, it's Rowan leading NJCU 4-0.
Matt Jolly.
A 2-hit shutout so far by their ace Machinsky, or it's one of their aces. Can't really tell with this staff who is the ace because there's so many good pitchers in this rotation for the profs. Jolly, the third baseman. Jolly's grounded out to first, and fielder's choice that ended the third. So it grounded into
Did that coordinated dance?
a force in the 3rd inning after Rowan
There we go.
scored twice. They've scored once in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 5th. 3 balls, no strikes. Ramirez deals.
During the warm-up, as we're
That's a called
they
strike.
had a coordinated dance to like the entire team. That's what I'm saying. Yep. Yeah. Really nice jokes about this. They beat my stuff. I don't know.
Strike 2 as Ramirez battles back to count now even at 3-2.
Not like a good game, so they're like a good game for me. Not in the grand scheme of things.
That's hit in the air. Deep center field. Racino on the run. Reaches up off balance. He's able to make the catch.
The catcher, number 20, Steve Hewitt. But like caught to your foot, I'm like, oh no. Because I already turned it on. I like got myself all worked up to speak.
So softball will have one more game. They actually, I misspoke before I said that they will have just 2 more games after today. They actually have a doubleheader tomorrow, makeup with TCNJ, and then Rutgers William Patterson on Saturday. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hua. Liner to right center. On the runs, Racino, but it's going to fall in on one hop. He fields it, fires it back in. So it's a long single by Hua. 7th hit for the Profs, with 1 out here in the 6th.
The right fielder, number 25, Michael Decker.
So it'll bring up Decker, the right fielder, hitting .250 on the season. He's 0 for 2. Most of the damage has been by the number 9, 1, 2, and 4 hitters for Rowan. Aiello in the number 9 spot is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored with a double. Clapper, the leadoff hitter, 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Kokas, the second baseman, has a RBI triple. He's also scored twice. And Sadler, the cleanup hitter and the first baseman, 1 for 2 with a single and 2 RBIs, including a sac fly. 4-0 Rowan leads. They've out-hit NJCU 7-2 off the plate.
Oh, I don't know. I like them better.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Apparently it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
That really was not
That
what
like
that
center,
meant.
that center part is like really bitter.
In the air. High fly ball.
It's not
Deep center, but playable as Racino, probably about 15 feet or so from the fence, able to make the catch.
Definitely better. That's not too bad. There's the only protein bars that didn't have like almonds or tree nuts or peanuts in it. So I had no.
The shortstop, number 30, Matt Edwards.
So 2-way shortstop. Matt Edwards comes up. Edwards has struck out looking 2 times. Lyden, the DH, has also struck out looking twice. And that's a strike to Edwards, now hitting .234. Off the plate, 1-1.
So much homework.
I wrote a paper, and my professor made me redo it.
Why?
He graded my topic and my outline.
Fouled off to our right.
My topic didn't make sense for the class. How are you going to grade my outline and my paper? And then tell me my paper is not good. I was really mad.
This is for business.
No, for human sexual biology.
Talk to Lamar.
No.
Oh wait, that's biology.
Ramirez, a 1-2 count.
Like,
And that's fouled off the backstop and right back to the pitcher. They take a look at that baseball. Field umpire David Baruka says that ball is still usable.
But I was really mad, so I added stuff to my
Of course, if this was Major League Baseball, as soon as the ball touches the ground, a blade of grass, it would be taken out of play.
I have a discussion board.
In the dirt. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The next pitch will be the 100th for Mike Ramirez.
I don't need to do these till the end of the semester. Why am I gonna do it now?
Stupid.
But like, I also didn't really have time, and I didn't want to make time. I didn't know to make time.
I skipped class yesterday, then I go to my last class on Wednesday.
Ground ball, it's going to go through the left side for a base hit. So, second hit of the inning, 8th hit of the contest for Rowan. 2 outs, they have runners on first and second.
The center fielder,
Don't see anyone warming up in the bullpen for NJCU. So the center fielder, Aiello, 2 for 2 with a double and a couple runs scored, drops down a bunt. Dangerous decision with 2 outs. And I don't think we'll see that again. And the 0-1. Curve drops in. Oh, no balls and 2 strikes. Until it's late April because the tree pollen is really starting to act up, and I cannot breathe right now. Fantastic. But it's pretty out. The 0-2, that's line to right field. Coutinho on the run, reaches down and makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close. So Aiello retired for the first time, despite hitting the ball sharply. And Rowan here in the 6th, no runs on 2 hits, a strand 2. Bottom of the 6th coming up. CJ Pulsini will lead off for NJCU here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing 4-0. And Machinsky, who's been rolling along, that just a 3rd hit allowed as CJ Pulsini singles to center. Sadler said something to Pulsini as he was rounding first and looking at the roster. Sadler from Holmdel, Pulsini from Hazlitt, pretty sure that they would have known each other and played against each other out in Monmouth County growing up. They're back to first, Pulsini's in. Sadler kind of patted Pulsini on the back. Sadler, the first baseman for Rowan with a full beard, which Pulsini no longer has. Ground ball, could be 2, and it is. It's a 5-4-3 double play. Jolly to Kukas. And then Sadler completes it. So second time NJCU is grounded into a double play in this contest. 2 away. NJCU with just 3 hits through 6 innings. That's fouled off.
Yeah, he's like, can you make me another one? I'm like, do you think I just like make bracelets like all day?
One ball and 2 strikes.
Like, I do have like homework and like shows to watch. Both vlog. I really recommend you watching Split. I recommend it. We have to pay attention to it. You can't look away. Is that on Netflix? No.
Ground ball, second base, Kukas.
So I redeemed it that way.
And Bourne.
I'm gonna wait until
Retired 4-3, and the inning comes to a close. The Gothic Knights, no runs, a hit, and nobody left on after the double play. The second one turned by Rowan. We head to the 7th inning. It's 4-0, Profs leading. Top of the 7th inning in a 4-0 game. Rowan on top of the Knights. And Ramirez is throwing pretty well, but Machinsky has been just lights out for Rowan, which is kind of what we expected with his track record this year. The 0-1, back-to-back strikes to begin the 7th inning. Clapper, the left fielder and leadoff hitter, 2 for 3 today with a double and 1 RBI. The 0-2, that's fouled off. 106 pitches now thrown by Mike Ramirez. Be surprised to see him go much further than maybe 120, 125. That's fouled off. If I had to take a guess, I would think that Kyle Kafer and Anthony Carfora will throw on Saturday against Rutgers Camden. Those are must-win games. Swung on and missed. Did he get a piece of it? I guess he got a piece of it that stayed alive there. So Clapper remains alive at 0-2. Ground ball gets past Bourne and down the line, and is going to roll all the way towards the corner. Cut off by Fee, and he throws in, but not in time. It's going to be another double for Clapper's third hit, his second double, and the leadoff man is on.
The second baseman, number 19, Alex Kokas.
As the third double by Rowan, their fourth extra base hit, 2 doubles by Clapper, triple by Kokas, Aiello with a double, and now 9 hits for Rowan. Another runner in scoring position. Ground ball back to Ramirez. He thought about Clapper at second, but went for the surefire out at first. So Kokas is retired 1-3. And there will be a pinch hitter for Leiden. Leiden was 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple strikeouts. So the pinch hitter will be Frank Rose. He's a freshman, 6 foot, 210 out of Bayville, New Jersey, and Central Regional High School.
So first substitute for either team today. In the dirt, Pulsini with it. That's fouled into the backstop. Rose hitting .277 on the year. He's a fairly regular player. This is the 37th game for Rowan. Rose has started 21. This will be the second time he's come in off the bench. 18 hits and 65 at-bats on the season. The 1-1. Good location there on the curve by Ramirez. 1-2. One away here in the top of the 7th inning. Ira Thor with you at the Thomas M. Gerrity Athletic Complex. It's now breezy and overcast and about 64 degrees. Popped in the air, right field. Coutinho now has to drift back as that ball is carried, and that's going to be enough to advance the runner. So a fly out by Rose. Clapper will advance as he tags up. Goes to third. Sadler, the first baseman, will step in hitting .319. Sadler with an RBI single in the first. He also had a sac fly in the third before flying out in the fifth, the center field. So, 1 for 2 for 2 RBIs so far by Sadler. Also played some fine defense over at first. That's in the dirt. Sadler third on the team coming into play with a .315 average. .983 fielding percentage over at first. Last week when Dan Berardi was the NJAC Player of the Week, I thought the most noteworthy thing in his line for the whole week, and he had a really good week offensively, was the fact that defensively he was 80 for 80 in chances at first. That's a called strike, 2-1. Dan Berardi became the 43rd member of the 100 hit club earlier in this game. In the air, center field, fairly well hit, but Racino's there, and that will end the inning. So a long fly out to center. Clapper, who doubled, is stranded at third. And in the 7th for Rowan, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. 7th inning stretch in Jersey City. We'll be right back. Bill Finn steps to the plate. Ground ball through the left side, so that will be the 4th hit for NJCU. His first hit of the game and the first time that he has reached.
Now batting the center fielder, number 8, Nick Racino.
Bill Finn, who took part in the baseball team antics during the last post-game interview when NJCU beat Montclair State on Friday. It's been a theme of this team, this program for years. Fian has to dive back in the first. Bill Fian basically stood right behind Kyle Kafer, who was being interviewed. Had a helmet on his head and had a bucket of balls dumped on his head. It was pretty creative. It made me laugh. Nick Racino hitting 288 steps in. Ground ball. That gets through the left side. Back-to-back singles to lead off the 7th for NJCU. Fian the second. And I'll bring up Dan Berardi.
Now batting the first baseman, number 14, Dan Berardi.
Brief meeting at the mound here between the catcher Hua and the pitcher Machinsky. Brad Machinsky has been great this entire game. First time that he's been threatened. That was the 146th career hit and 35th of the season for Nick Racino. The second most hits he's had in a year. He had 46 a year ago. And a little lollipop throw back to second base just to remind Bill Fian that, hey, we know you're there.
Some people come in on my car, phone ring.
Dan Berardi has 4 home runs. He is hitting .313 on the year, 22 RBIs. And that's lined towards right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Fian will stop at third. So, Machinsky had been rolling along for 6 innings, but suddenly the Gothic Knights have something going, and the bases are loaded after 3 straight singles to begin the bottom of the 5th.
The designated hitter, number 24, Lennon Gomez.
Lennon Gomez has 3 home runs. Could potentially tie the game here if he could hit a 4th. Swung on and missed, and you could tell that he was trying to go deep. No balls, 1 strike again on a slider off the plate. Gomez fooled 0-2. NJCU now has 6 hits, but they trail on the scoreboard 4-0. And that's fouled back towards us. It was really nice before, and all of a sudden it has cooled off dramatically. And I'm regretting not bringing a jacket. Brad Machinsky deals off the plate. Good eye by Gomez. One and two. Again, this time Gomez lays off on the slider off the plate. Nice looking pitch, but Gomez does not take the bait. Now, according to my weather app, it says it's 68 and cloudy, and it feels like 68, but trust me, it does not feel like 68 anymore. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. He went back to the same pitch and fooled Gomez for strike 3.
2-2.
Third strikeout for Machinsky against no walks. Joe Catino,
Right fielder number 18, Joe Catino.
NJCU's top hitter, batting average wise, hitting .357, 40 hits on the season, including 11 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. He's one of 5 players in the roster who've hit a home run, and that's a base hit into left field and down the line. Thean scores. Here comes Racino. No throw will be made. It's a 2-run single for Joe Catino. And the Gothic Knights cut the deficit in half. It's now 4-2. Matt Jolly laid out, did all he could, but it snuck between his outstretched glove and the line. Maybe about 1.5 feet, 2 feet inside the third base line. It's 4-2. Berardi to second base on that base hit. And they'll be meeting on the mound here as they discuss their options. That was the 120th career hit for Joe Catino. Jeff Reineke, who's had a very nice 2 years here in Jersey City after transferring from Rutgers Newark. And a big at bat here for NJCU. A little bit of a nervous twitch by Reineke with his right hand gripping the handle. In the dirt, and a one-hop fielded real well by Steve Hewa. First time the Gothic Knights have gotten to Brad Machinsky today. They still trail 4-2. Floater high. I'm not even sure what that pitch was right there. That was a cross between a changeup and a slider. Sometimes it's pretty obvious. Sometimes you get fooled. And that's a called strike, 2-1. CJ Pulsini is on deck if the Gothic Knights can extend this. One away here. They trail 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fouled off of his foot, I believe. And now it's even at 2-2. Tomorrow it's supposed to be absolutely awesome. 81 degrees and mostly sunny. 86 on Saturday, but a chance of thunderstorms. That's what happens when it's 86 instead of 66. The 2-2 by Machinsky. And that's hit in the air to deep right field. Going back is the right fielder. Reaching up, and he makes the catch. And everyone has to go back. And the Gothic Knights took too much time. Dan Berardi did not get back to second base, and he's doubled up in the inning, comes to a close. It looked like Reineke had a chance for a home run, but the right fielder Michael Decker went all the way back, and then Dan Berardi did not get back to second base in time and was doubled up. But the Gothic Knights, with 4 hits, they scored twice on the 2-run single by Joe Catino. Not able to threaten any further, but they cut it in half. It's 4-2 through 7. So after the fly ball double play ends the threat for NJCU in the 7th, we head to the 8th. Mike, let's bounce in the dirt there. We have Jolly, Hua, Decker, and Decker made that great play to double off Berardi on the long fly ball by Reineke. Mike Ramirez, that one is fouled towards the first base box and remains 1-1 now. Gothic Knights have 7 hits. They had just 3 through the first 6th. Inside. That's high. So 3-1 here to Jolly. That's in the air, right field. Joe Catino has to come in just a little bit. He makes the catch.
The catcher, number 20, Steve Hua.
So the catcher Hua hitting 308. Called strike. Now, I didn't think Ramirez would go over 125 pitches, but this will be his 125th right here. And that's fouled off the end of the bat. And we'll see how long Ramirez can go. Obviously, NJCU would like to extend him if they could to save some of the top pitchers for the games coming up. Plus, he's throwing well. Ground ball, second base, Reineke. That's out number 2. So 2 away. Ramirez has now retired the last 5 profs.
The right fielder, number 25.
Decker hitting 242. The right fielder has flown out twice to center. Also grounded to third. Curve off the plate.
Yeah, because it softens your hands, so then you can callus up more. I mean, if the softer your hands, the more you're going to...
In the dirt, 1-1. NJCU Swarthmore softball. Game 2 underway. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Swarthmore has the bases full. Foul back towards us.
Yeah, I mean, either you stick it out and just get calluses.
And it's 1-2. Swarthmore has scored, so it's 1-0. And that's high. Time granted here by Decker, or for Decker, by the home plate umpire Frank Endel.
He hasn't done it, but he just knows. That's what he said. He hasn't done it. Sure. See, we were right. Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
We were right the first time.
Ground ball, born over, gloves it, his throw in time, and the inning comes to a close.
Me and Liz were right. Yeah, I didn't hear him call a second strike ever.
So a 5-3 ground out, 6 in a row retired by Ramirez, and Rowan goes in order in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning, Rowan ranked 29th in the country, leading 4-2 over the NJCU team that
Leading off
has
NJCU,
proven they can beat anybody.
CJ Pulsini.
2 wins over nationally ranked conference opponents this year, both on the road. They swept a doubleheader yesterday in Long Island against a St. Joe's team that was receiving votes in the national poll and had the most wins in the Skyline Conference, 13-3, and swept that doubleheader. But they find themselves behind 4-2, and Brad Machinsky has been a machine today, to use a pun off of his last name. Other than the 7th inning, NJCU has not been able to get to Machinsky at all. And he's ahead of CJ Pulsini here. No balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball down the right field line, foul territory. First baseman Sadler makes the catch. So catch by Sadler, 1 away, and Legato, the shortstop, hitting .276. He's reached on an error and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. Looking at the NJAC standings entering action today, TCNJ and Ramapo tied for first, 11-3, 22 points. Rowan is third, 9-5, 18 points. Rutgers Newark is fourth at 8-6. Kane is fifth at 7-7. William Patterson and Montclair tied for the last spot at a 6-8 record. But Stockton a game behind those two teams, and NJCU just 2 back with 4 to play. That's a called strike. 2-1 to Nick Legato. And that's fouled off.
Do you know what they do that in, right? Why it's like balls first and why it's balls first and strike first, but then when he does it, it's as if we're reading it. So like technically it's backwards to the field. Maybe that's why.
Legato in the air down the left field line. Drifting foul.
Because like it's technically backwards to him too. Unless like I guess like yeah, he's reading it left to right, so it makes sense. Like I feel like I would put my brain.
Around the conference today, Kane at Rutgers Camden. Actually, I believe that game's actually in Union. It is. That game's in Union. NJCU hosting Rowan. Rutgers Newark is hosting Stockton. And TCNJ hosting William Patterson. And Legato curls that one over the head of the third baseman and into left field for a 1-out single. So Legato's first hit, 8th for NJCU. And back to the top of the order, Taylor Bourne. 1 for 3 today, steps in.
The third baseman, number 3, Taylor Bourne.
William Patterson and TCNJ, and NJCU has to be a TCNJ fan from here on out. The Lions and the Pioneers are tied in Ewing 1-1. TCNJ 4 hits, William Patterson with 3 hits. TCNJ scored in the 3rd. The Pioneers tied it in the 6th. And that is going to be it for Brad Machinsky, the senior right-hander out of Cherry Hill. His day is done. We'll find out who the new pitcher is, and we believe it's number 13, Rob Grilly, senior right-hander out of Middletown, New Jersey. And the 6'1", 205 Middletown South product will warm up. We'll be right back. Well, Rob Grilly, the new pitcher, and he's been nothing short of awesome this year for Rowan.
On the mound for the Progs, senior right-handed pitcher number
Really,
15,
4-1, 3.71 ERA. This is his 13th appearance, 9 in relief with 4 starts. He has 3 saves, and he has struck out 39 in just 34 innings of work. He's walked 17, so he's been a little wild. And a .252 opposing batting average. He's one of 3 players in this rotation with at least a save this year. Really with 3. Sam Nacito with 2. Drew Ryback has 1 as well. So William Patterson, TC&J 1-1. Keep an eye on that game. It's in the bottom of the 7th. Elsewhere, Stockton. Not a result that helps NJCU. On the road, leading Rutgers Newark in the 6th inning 3-0. A one-hitter has been tossed so far by the Ospreys. Taylor Bourne will face Gerrity here. Curve for a strike. This is a result that is actually overruled. That is a ball. I thought it was originally going to be a strike. However, this result here does not help NJCU. Does help NJCU unlike the others. Rutgers Camden on the road upsets Kane. The last place Scarlet Raptors knock off Kane 5-2. Kane is 21-15, and they are in danger of missing out on the NJAC tournament, the preseason conference favorites. They don't turn things around. They could be watching this from the sidelines in a tournament that they will host. And I'm actually working the softball tournament in Union. They're hosting the baseball and softball tournament this year, and obviously that's a lot for one person to do, so I've agreed to help them out. I'll do the softball portion of it next weekend. 2-1 here to Bourne. Throw back to first. Legato in standing. Rutgers Camden scored 3 in the 3rd, and that was enough. Floater in the air, center field, getting a late break on it was the center fielder Aiello. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Gerrity gives up the 9th hit for NJCU, the first he's allowed as he faced Bourne. And the Gothic Knights have the tying runs on base with 1 out. And I'll bring up Bill Feehan. Feehan had a single and a run scored in the 7th. He's 1 for 3 today. NJCU will talk this over. One other game from around the league, and this does help NJCU. It's in Mahwah. They are in the top of the 8th. Ramapo with a 2-0 lead on Montclair. The Red Hawks have been limited to 2 hits. However, MSU has runners on first and second and nobody out. So we'll keep an eye on all of these. The most important task, however, for NJCU is trying to find a way to rally against 29th ranked Rowan. Bill Feehan, he steps to the plate. Fastball, it's a called strike. In the dirt, everyone will advance on the wild pitch. So, how consequential will that be? Bourne to second, Legato to third, and 2 runners in scoring position. And NJC will now have a pinch runner. It'll be Joe Papamarcos coming in for Taylor Bourne.
54, Joe Papamarcus.
That's how you know he's play one. Plus, like, nobody's more. I feel like nobody's ever 54.
No, I don't think so. If so, it was like a picture.
So, like, it's not even like he was last year. He just gets
And that's lined up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. Legato scores. Here comes Papa Marcos. It's a 2-run single. And the Gothic Knights on a 2-run base hit by Bill Feehan have tied it at 4-4.
1-1.
Big time by the rookie.
The center fielder, number 8, Nick Racino.
And Legato scored and Papa Marcos zipped around third. And we are knotted at 4 in the Gothic Knights, who had just 2 hits through 6 innings, suddenly have a 10-9 margin. And we'll have a pinch runner. It'll be James Hart.
Pinch running, number 31, James Hart.
Gothic Knights are going to go for it here. Couple pinch runners. First Papa Marcos, who scored, and now James Hart, who had his first career hit yesterday against St. Joe's, and it was a double, and he's going to pinch run here at third. So, Brad Machinsky will not win. Nick Racino will try to give NJCU the lead. Showed bunt, and it's off the plate. There goes Hart. They're going to throw to first, and he's going to steal second. The ball gets away. They had him picked off. They threw, however, to first, and it was not thrown quickly enough to second base by Sadler. Hart loves it, steals second. And time called here by the home plate umpire, Frank Endel. James Hart, freshman out of South River, New Jersey. Racino in the air, shallow right center, and diving and making the catch is Decker for the second out.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 14, Dan Gerrity.
So Dan Berardi will come up, tying run in scoring position. And he's, I believe, are they going to walk him intentionally? Or are they going to do, or are they just changing baseballs?
call time. The home plate umpire, the outfield umpire calls time.
So it was a time, nothing called here. But they are going to walk Berardi intentionally. It's probably the right move, considering his ability to deposit the ball on the other side of the fence. And they'll take their chances. I don't know if it's a chance you necessarily want to take, because Gomez has home run power too. But Gomez probably the less established of the two NJAC hitters, of course. So, Berardi was actually walked intentionally in the final plate appearance yesterday. Ended up being a good thing so he can get his 100th hit at home. And wonder if there's going to be a pitching change or if they're going to let Gerrity. I would imagine they'll have Gerrity go after Gomez here. Gerrity's been their closer. He's been their man. He's been that guy. But NJCU has found a way to get to him here in the 8th inning, as NJCU, after being very quiet through the first 6, has come alive here in the final 2. And it's funny that how one inning here and there can change a season. The Gothic Knights led Ramapo 3-0 in the 9th. Let that slip away, lost 5-3 in 10 innings. They led William Patterson twice before the Pioneers twice came back and swept that doubleheader. Stockton scored just twice in 18 innings, but split the doubleheader 2 weeks ago. And Rutgers Newark trailed 11-8 before coming back to win in the final inning, 14-11. That's a curve off the plate. Gomez lays off. NJCU wins just a few of those games, and we're not talking about maybe making the playoffs. We're talking about being in potentially 3rd or 4th place. That's how close this team is to a truly special season. That's a called strike. One ball, one strike to Lennon Gomez, one-time NJAC Rookie Player of the Week. Curve off the plate, 2-1. Gomez, ground ball, second base. However, it's fielded by Kokis, and the inning comes to a close. So Gomez grounds out 4-3 Berardi, and the pinch runner Hart stranded in scoring position. Hart is. But the Gothic Knights strike twice. On 3 hits, they strand 2, and they tie it at 4-4. We head to the 9th. So the Gothic Knights make some defensive changes here in top of the 9th inning. New third baseman, after Bourne was pinch run for, will be Zach Buchholz, the senior out of Colonia. Buchholz, who's been an everyday starter most of his career. Nick Racino will move from center to left. James Hart, who came in as a pinch runner and was stranded in scoring position, will be in the game defensively in center. And the new pitcher for the Gothic Knights, their closer, sophomore right-hander Jose Ortiz, 5'11", 185-pound righty out of Perth Amboy. He will face Edwards, Aiello, and Clapper, 8-9-1 in the Rowan lineup in a 4-4 game. NJCU with 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th to tie it. And Mike Dixon, head coach for Rowan, out to have a quick question with Frank Endel, the umpire. Trying to figure out what the issue is here, as the Rowan head coach Mike Dixon is challenging something here, and it's not clear. This might be over something to do with a glove. So we're going to take a quick break, just turn the volume down and try to sort this out. Gothic Knight infielders seem to find this quite humorous, so that's a good thing, I suppose. And we'll be right back. Well, whatever the issue was, it pertains to Pulcini's glove. And I think he went back to the original one they started the game with after Rowan head coach Mike Dixon challenged his use of it. That's simply head games, that's all that is, in a 4-4 game. Rowan has won both meetings last year. The two teams split the last time they were here for a doubleheader, which was in 2015, April 4th, 2015. Rowan won the first one 7-1. NJCU won the nightcap 9-5. So these teams have played some competitive games. Both games last year were in Glassboro. So, be a one-strike count here. Jose Ortiz going against Edwards in the 9th inning. Curve is off the plate. Jose Ortiz, 3-0 on the year. His 9th appearance, all but one in relief. Swung on and missed. Missed most of last year with an injury, and has come back strong. ERA a little high at 6.38, but a majority of that's from one game down in Florida, as time is granted here to Edwards. Against Muskingum, Ortiz had a shaky outing, allowing, I believe, 6 runs in maybe 2 innings, if my memory serves correctly. That accounts for a majority of his ERA being high. Speaking of high, that pitch was high for ball 2, 2-2. Ortiz also, by the way, has a save. 18 innings, he has struck out 8, walked 7. And again, Rowan appears to be stalling a little bit here, calling for time here. Four game. NJCU trailed 4-0. They have 10 hits after having just 2 through the first 6 frames. Strike 3 looking! Edwards down. So Edwards caught looking for the 3rd time today. 1 away, and it'll be Aiello, the center fielder.
Number 6, Frankie Aiello.
Aiello's had himself a nice outing. 2 for 3, a single, a double, and 2 runs scored. Curve, a little high. And he lays off that fastball. It's 2-0. That's a called strike. And that's low. It's 3-0. I'm sorry, 3-1. Ortiz deals, fouled away, and we're full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. After Mike Ramirez pitched really well to keep NJCU in this game, Jose Ortiz out there. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts. And I'll bring up Clapper.
The left fielder, number 16, Jason Clapper.
That's a curve off the plate. Clapper, couple doubles today. He's 3 for 4 with a strikeout. That's a called strike. He also has 1 RBI. That's high.
Something's bothering my eye and I can't find it. So I don't know if it's just like it clogs my lashes or if it's the new one ear eyelash. Because I couldn't see it.
That's a fastball right down the middle, and it's 2-2. Brittany Paulkus has hit a home run, and NJCU leads Swarthmore in softball 6-1. That one got away from Ortiz, and the count is full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 9th, 4-4 game, and that's lined left center field. That's going to be an extra base hit, and it's going to clear the wall on a bounce. So another ground rule double.
That's true. We don't have real fences.
Well, the umpire is going to go out to make sure it really did go through the fence. David Baruka. Smart play by Clapper, rounding the bases just in case. That way, if it is indeed not a ground rule double, it would be a go-ahead home run. But it is a ground rule double, so it's verified. 3rd double of the game for Clapper. That's the 2nd ground rule here today. So, 2 away, and the go-ahead run at 2nd. And Nick Cesare, the pitching coach, will come out to talk to Jose Ortiz.
second baseman, number 19, Alex Kokas.
NJCU softball now leads Swarthmore 6-2 after a home run by the home team. Ortiz. And first pitch to Kokas outside. Kokas has an RBI triple and a run scored. He has scored twice. Oh, the throw back, they pick him off! Oh my! Clapper got caught sleeping at second. And the Gothic Knights leave Kokas at the plate. So Legato applies the tag and an enormous pickoff as Clapper off. The inning is over. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Can the Gothic Knights pull off the upset again? We'll find out next. So ninth inning, bottom half coming up. And NJCU, Rowan, all even at 4 runs apiece. Each team with 10 hits. Rowan has the only error in the game. And Joe Catino, Jeff Reineke, CJ Pulsini are due up. Your 6, 7, and 8 hitters. NJCU looking for yet another upset. They haven't had one at home this year. They've upset Kane, TC&J, and swept regionally ranked St. Joe's. All on the road. Do they have any home magic left in the tank? They need to win this game if they want to make the conference tournament. Catino. That's a called strike from Gerrity. Out for his first full inning of work after coming on in place of Brad Machinsky in the 8th, who really threw well. Machinsky and Ramirez, both starters, for the most part, had really well-pitched games. The 1-1, ground ball, slowly hit. Can Catino beat the throw? He cannot. Good play by the first baseman, Joe Sadler, to get there and calmly and coolly flip it to Gerrity.
The second baseman, number 5, Jeff Reineke.
So one away, Jeff Reineke steps in, hitting .340. Reineke, his last time up, flew into a double play to deep right, a check swing, and Reineke fouls it off the handle. It's a long fly ball to right field. Decker had to go a great distance to catch it, and then Dan Berardi got caught off second base for what ended up being a 9-6 double play. Curve, nice pitch by Gerrity, and it's 0-2. That's high. The 1-2, that's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the NJCU second baseman Reineke. And he hits that one to left center on the run. And it's going to be over the head of the center fielder Aiello. Reineke around first on his way to second. He'll stop there. With 1 out, the Gothic Knights have the winning run in scoring position.
The catcher, number 9, CJ Polsini.
Sixth double of the year for Jeff Reineke, and here comes C.J. Polsini. 12 RBIs on the year, the Academic All-American nominee. Can he be hero here in the bottom of the 9th? And a fastball by Gerrity is a called strike. And Gerrity steps off. Gerrity 4-1 on the year. This was a save opportunity. It is no more. Now, he's just trying to hang on and force extra innings. Ground ball slowly hit back to the mound. Gets over the mound. Reineke will go to third. And Polsini is out. But Reineke goes to third. That's the second out. So, Polsini,
He's safe.
are they saying he's safe or is he out?
I thought he was until you said he was out. Well, 'cause I said he
I thought he was safe,
The field umpire called him safe.
and I believe he was called out by David Baruca, the field umpire.
I thought he made it out.
I think he's safe.
I don't know. Maybe he is safe.
He was safe.
Yeah, I guess he is safe after all. So if that's the case, that's a huge, huge break for the Gothic Knights on the slow roller getting past the pitcher. Really kind of had to get spun around, and Polsini is safe. It's an infield single.
Nick Legato.
Really kind of got spun around, and the Gothic Knights, the winning run is 90 feet away.
All right, let's go, Nate. 1-0.
So the runners are on the corners. And they're going to intentionally walk Nick Legato.
Ira, if you want to change it, it's over. I'm sorry. See it.
Because he's not coming set. And he told him to come set, but that kind of makes it obvious to him because it's a ball.
So Nick Legato will be intentionally walked, and that will load the bases. So the bases are full,
Number 13.
and there's no margin for error now if you're Rowan. The Gothic Knights looking for yet another upset, and this one could be a postseason catapult for NJCU if they could find a way. Zach Buchholz, can he be the hero? Rowan at double play def also. Potential force at the plate, which is obviously what they're trying to do here with Reineke at third. And the first pitch by Buchholz, whose average has fallen to 244, is fouled back towards us. A fly ball wins the game. At least a fly ball that gets at least a medium def in right or center. Don't know about left. That's fouled back. And it's 0-2. James Hart is on deck if the Gothic Knights aren't able to win it here, as he came in for Bill Feehan. No balls and 2 strikes to the senior Zach Buckholtz out of Colonia and JFK Island. Grilly, he deals in the dirt. Not a lot of room behind home plate, of course, but a good job by Hua making sure that one stayed in front of him. One and two. And he steps off. Can't imagine the pressure right now. The 1-2. And Buckholtz goes down on strikes. Hart is due up. I believe the Gothic Knights will have a pinch hitter, and it's going to be Steven Ramos. Steven Ramos, freshman out of Perth Amboy, has not played a lot of late. And he's hitting just 152. Tough spot to be put in for anyone, but let alone a freshman whose average he has struggled with. Can Ramos be the hero? That's in the dirt. Reineke will stay. That's ball one. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. He was way in front of that one. And it was high anyway. Bases are loaded after the double, infield single, and intentional walk. 1-1. 2 away, bottom of the ninth. In the dirt again, and Ramos lays off. Two and one. In the air, center field. It's carrying over the head. And it falls to the ground. It's a walk-off for Ramos, and the Gothic Knights have beaten Rowan. This center fielder Ayala went as far as you can go. He could not make the catch, and celebration in right field as the Gothic Knights, for the third time this year, have knocked off a nationally ranked team, and this might be enough to catapult them into the postseason. What a win for NJCU today. Steven Ramos hitting 152 comes through with the walk-off to center. And NJCU trailing 4-0. They were 2 hit through 6 innings, have come back 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 1 in the bottom of the 9th, and they beat Rowan 5-4. In the 9th inning for NJCU, 1 run on 3 hits and nobody left on. Your final score in Game 1 of our home-and-home series, New Jersey City, 5 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. Rowan, 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher for NJCU in relief is Jose Ortiz as the Gothic Knights improve to 16-16 on the year, 5-10 in the NJAC. And these two teams will play again tomorrow in the second half of our home-and-home series, 3:30 p.m. in Glassboro. NJC will be back at home on Saturday for a home doubleheader against Rutgers Camden, 11:30 a.m. first pitch here in Jersey City. On behalf of everyone at NJCU Athletics, thanks for attending today's game, and please arrive home safely. So that's it, as we announce the final line to the crowd here in Jersey City. Who would have but thunk? Steven Ramos, he's the walk-off winner. And NJCU, as Jeff Reineke scores, beats Rowan, and that is always exciting, as NJCU knocks off the 3rd nationally ranked team this year, and they are just on a tear right now. One of the hottest teams in the region, and suddenly NJCU is 500 on the season again, 16-16, 5-10 in the league. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 5 of 6, and they snapped Rowan's 3-game winning streak. And when we look at the NJAC standings, all of a sudden we have a story for you, because NJCU is right in the thick of things with 10 points. Tied with Stockton, they're now just 2 back of Montclair, 1 win back, and 2 points behind William Patterson and Montclair State for the final spot. And the loss by Kane today puts the Cougars in jeopardy. They're in 5th place, but they're 7-8. And if NJCU could somehow find a way, with Kane having to face TCNJ later this week, I believe that's who they play, NJCU could very easily jump over some of these teams. They've split with Kane, they split with Montclair, they split with Stockton. The William Patterson doubleheader, where they lost 2 tight games that they were winning right now, is really the only blemish that's preventing them from having tiebreakers with everyone, or at least being even. Ramapo, however, has taken first place in the league momentarily with their win over Montclair. TCNJ, their game's still going on. And right now, Ramapo is in the lead in the league standings. Take a final look at the stats for NJCU. 13 hits, including 3 in the 9th to win it. Bill Fien was 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Taylor Bourne, 2 for 4. Dan Berardi, 2 for 3. And C.J. Pulsini was 2 for 4, as NJCU, behind a nice performance from Mike Ramirez and a solid effort for Jose Ortiz, who in the 9th inning came in relief, and he's the winner, struck out 2, allowed 1 hit. And the Gothic Knights, with the comeback win today, again, their 3rd win over a nationally ranked team this month. Next broadcast of NJCU baseball will be on Saturday, when we bring you doubleheader action against Rutgers Camden in what right now has become a very significant home doubleheader. Baseball tomorrow on the road. That game will be on WGLS, Rowan's website, and also will be streamed live as well. So, one final time, NJCU on the walk-off winner by Steven Ramos, scoring Jeff Reineke, who opened the inning with a double, 5 runs, 13 hits, and great defense today, no errors. Rowan, 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error, and the Gothic Knights improved to 16-16. Rowan falls to 25-12, 9-6 in the conference. On behalf of everyone at NJCU Athletics, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching today's broadcast of NJCU Baseball on Gothic Vision. Until we talk to you Saturday, be well, everybody.